In this video, we're going to take you through a full beginner's guide to the Phantom wallet. And we'll be showing you how to store, send, receive, swap, and stake tokens on the Solana blockchain. And there'll be a timeline in the video description for those looking to jump to specific parts of this tutorial. First up though, a little bit about the Phantom wallet. The Phantom wallet is a popular non-custodial wallet designed originally for the Solana blockchain, and it now supports Ethereum, Polygon, and Bitcoin too. And it operates similarly to the well-known MetaMask wallet, but instead it's tailored for Solana users. Available as a mobile app or browser extension, you can manage your cryptocurrencies and NFTs all in one place. It also supports token swaps and staking, allowing you to earn rewards by staking your SOL tokens directly within the wallet. Phantom's integration with DeFi applications on the Solana blockchain is seamless. And this means that you can access platforms for lending, borrowing and trading directly through the wallet. And with its integration with Ethereum and Polygon and more recently Bitcoin, Phantom has become a formidable competitor to MetaMask. And you can now manage Ethereum-based assets and applications alongside your Solana holdings, which broadens the wallet's utility. For added security, Phantom supports integration with Ledger hardware wallets, which support your private keys offline, providing an extra layer of protection. So let's jump in and take a look. The Phantom wallet is available to download from the App Store or Google Play. Plus you can also use their browser extension, which we're going to take a look through later. I've got an iPhone, so I'm going to be downloading from the App Store today. Once downloaded and installed, you're going to be prompted to either create a new wallet or import an existing one, which is for when you've already got a wallet, but maybe you've got a new phone and you're essentially restoring. We're going to be starting from scratch and creating a new wallet, but I'm also going to show you how to import an existing one later in the video. As I said, there will be a timeline that you can use in the video description. So I'm going to create a new wallet. Well, you're then prompted to protect your wallet with Face ID, which I'm going to do now. Then tap Next. You'll then be presented with the secret recovery phrase for your wallet, which I'm not actually going to show on screen now, as this is a list of 12 words that can be used to restore your account later. And this wallet is self-custody, which means that the Phantom wallet doesn't have access to any kind of password to reset, and they can't help you to access your wallet in any way. So if you do happen to lose these words and lose access to your wallet, you won't be able to restore it using Phantom. At the same time, if someone does get hold of these words, they can essentially control your wallet and use them to restore it. So it's really important to keep them somewhere stored safely offline. Once you've confirmed that you've stored your words safely somewhere, you'll then need to agree to the Phantom Terms of Service, and you can then get started. And Phantom not only supports Solana, but other cryptos such as Bitcoin. And we then reach our wallet. So let's take a look around the screen. So over in the top left-hand side of the screen is a cog icon. And when we tap that, we then reach our settings, where we can manage our account, our preferences, security and privacy, etc. In the center, we have the name of the wallet, which is Account 1. When we tap on the drop-down, you can then create more and manage these, which we're going to come back to a little bit later. Over in the top right, which looks like a QR code, we can then copy our wallet addresses or scan QR codes. So this is where you can find your Phantom wallet address for the likes of Solana, Ethereum, Polygon and Bitcoin. And you simply tap on the copy icon to the right to copy the address to the clipboard. In the center is our wallet balance and how that's tracking, with quick links underneath to receive or deposit crypto, send, swap and buy. And we're going to be taking a look at all these different functions during this tutorial, plus a few more. When we scroll, there's suggested ways that we can get started, plus a list of cryptos the wallet supports, which you can manage from the very bottom of the screen. But let's take a look at how we can get started. So if you don't already have any crypto to put into the wallet, you can easily buy this within the wallet with a credit or a debit card using their third-party providers. So let's choose Buy Crypto. It'll then ask which crypto I'd like to buy. Now when you use the Phantom wallet, you're going to need some Solana to pay for the transaction or the gas fees, in the same way that you need ETH for fees when you're interacting on the Ethereum blockchain. So I'm going to choose Solana now to show you as an example to buy. Then I need to enter the amount of SOL that I want, or I can use the predefined amounts. Then tap Next. With this transaction, there's two different methods that I can use. I can either buy using MoonPay or Coinbase Pay, which can be handy if you already have a Coinbase account. If you don't, I do have a link in the summary. And I'm going to choose Coinbase Pay first. And I'm then redirected to log in. Then I enter an amount, a method of payment, and confirm. And with MoonPay you do the exact same thing and then enter or create an account. Now, buying in this way won't be the cheapest way to buy your crypto. You will find it far cheaper to trade for these within an exchange, but this is a convenient way of purchasing your crypto if you're new. However, I've already got some Solana over on Binance Exchange, so I'm going to send that to my wallet now instead. So if I head back to my wallet, tap on the receive icon below my balance. Here I can find my address that I need to send my crypto to, and I'll be sending Solana. So that's the address that I obviously need to copy by tapping on the icon that looks like two sheets or copies of paper. Alternatively, I can scan the QR code with a mobile device. Once that's copied to my clipboard, I'm going to head across to my Binance app, but a similar process will apply wherever you're currently holding your crypto. Then if I go to my portfolio from the bottom right and search for Solana and tap Withdraw, I can then long press to paste in the receive address that I copied from my Phantom wallet, and paste. Next I need to choose the network, which is Solana. Enter an amount. You'll then see the fee I'll be paying to send this to my wallet. When you're happy, choose to withdraw. And you may then need to wait for the transaction to complete and for the SOL to reach your wallet, but mine took less than a minute, which you can now see represented as an active wallet balance. Plus further down the screen you can also see under Solana how many SOL we have, plus its equivalent value here in dollars on the right. When we tap on Solana from the list, we have our balance and also some specific actions relevant to this crypto. And there's an option to stake our Solana and earn rewards, which we're going to look at shortly. Plus a bit of information about Solana and any transactions that are relevant, where we can see our recent deposit here. Now if we head back to our wallet and tap on Ethereum, you'll find the same page and the actions that are relevant to Ethereum. So if you wanted to send ETH here, you tap Receive, where you can then scan the QR code and copy the wallet address in the same way that we did with our SOL address. Next, let's take a look at what else we can do with the wallet. And another quick action button that we have from the top of the screen here is to swap. So let's tap onto that. And we can also reach the screen by choosing the icon in the bottom menu bar with arrows pointing in different directions. From here, we can swap from one token to another on the same blockchain. Before we go ahead, you're going to see an option in the top right, and this is for something called your slippage settings. This allows you to change your slippage. So you can enter an amount with the recommendation currently being set at 0.3%. And this amount means that your transaction will fail if the price changes more than the slippage. Because crypto is so volatile, it can quickly change, and you could end up with a bad trade if it is set too high. So here I can state that I want to swap my Solana. Then I enter how much I'd like to swap, or I can choose the max. However, as I said earlier, you will need some SOL in your wallet to pay for any transaction fees, so you won't want to swap it all. Then choose what token you'd like to swap it to. And a list of all the tokens on the Solana blockchain will then appear, and there's quite a large range of tokens available. Plus, if you wanted to swap on Ethereum or Polygon, there's a few tokens to choose from too. I'm going to swap to USDT on Solana, and it'll then show how many of that token is estimated that I'm going to receive. I'm just going to change the swap to 0.05 SOL now. Then underneath is the provider. Phantom is going to search for the best rates and quotes across multiple decentralized exchanges. Let's review the order, where we can see the fees associated to this. So as I said, you're going to need the SOL to pay for these, and this includes a 0.85% Phantom fee. But for this swap transaction, it is very low at just 2 cents. And it also shows the slippage that we set earlier. When you're happy, you can go ahead with the swap. You'll then be taken to the recent activity screen where you can view your swap transaction. When we head back to our wallet, our newly swapped USDT is now showing and our balances have updated. So now we've looked at how to receive, swap, and buy. Next, let's take a look at how we can send our crypto outside the wallet and potentially to another wallet or to an exchange. When I tap send, I then need to choose which crypto or token that I'd like to send. I'm going to choose Solana again now in this example. And I'm then prompted to enter an address of where I want to receive my Solana. This might be your receive address over on another wallet or a deposit address over on an exchange, which you'll need to copy from wherever you're sending to. I'll show you an example now with Binance. So under my portfolio, I'm going to choose deposit. Then search for Sol, where I'm then prompted to choose a network. And it's important to choose the correct one for the crypto that you're sending. Our Solana is on the Solana network, as we know, so I'm going to need to select the Solana network from the list. Then copy or scan the QR code and head back to your wallet and paste that in. Enter the amount that you want to send to that address in Sol, not forgetting that we need some left over to pay for the fees. And choose Next, where you'll then see a summary of the transaction and the fee that you're going to be paying. If you're happy, you can then send, which I'm not actually going to do as I want to keep mine in my wallet, plus I also want to earn some interest on it, which you can do when you stake. To stake your Sol, tap Solana from your wallet, then More, and stake Sol. Or alternatively, you might have the option to start staking Sol from the center of the screen, and it'll take you to exactly the same place. So you'll then be prompted with a list of validators that you can stake with. These will vary in terms of estimated APYs and the commission that they're going to take. And you can see how many Sol they've currently got staking here too, which gives you an idea of how popular they are. I'm going to choose one at random here, and they state that they have a 0% commission fee and a high amount of Sol staked, but this isn't advice and you do need to do your own due diligence and research into these different validators. Then enter the amount that you'd like to stake. Again, remembering you need to pay Sol for the fees to stake or to unstake later if you want to withdraw. When you're happy, you can confirm, and your Sol will then start staking. And this may take some time to activate. Once they're activated, you won't be able to use or access these Sol, so you will need to later unstake them if you want to use them again. And this process can take some time, so do please bear this in mind. You'll then see your staked amount appearing under your Solana page. And you can stake your Solana with multiple validators too if you wanted to stake more. Now you will see some options to convert your stake to Jito Sol to boost your rewards by up to 15%. And this helps to grow your stake for extra earnings. Then later, you swap your Jito Sol for your initial amount and your accrued rewards. This process is called liquid staking, and you'll find you'll need to wait approximately 2 days before you can convert. So I'm going to cover this in a separate Solana staking tutorial, which I'm going to link below. Next, let's take a look at the different buttons along the menu bar at the bottom of the screen. So we've been concentrating on the wallet screen, which looks like a $sign in the far left. The next icon, which looks like a grid of 4 boxes, is for your collectibles, if you were holding the likes of NFTs. The icon in the center is our swap screen, where we swapped our Sol for USDT. We then have our recent activity with a list of the actions that we've taken within the wallet. Then over on the far right is a Discover page, where we can then view some trending DeFi sites where we can use our wallet. For example, if I choose Radium, which I've got a full tutorial for, I can then connect up my wallet and interact with the site. There's then a list of popular tokens by volume, some quests, then learning opportunities where you can explore staking and DeFi, etc. Let's head back to our wallet now so that I can show you how to import or connect a hardware wallet. From the top of the screen, where it states Account 1, tap on the drop-down, and you'll then see an option to add or connect a wallet from the bottom of the screen. So here we can create a new account, or you can also have the option to connect a Ledger hardware wallet, which is one of the safest ways that you can keep your crypto by storing it offline, and you can then use Phantom Wallet as your portal to it. If you don't already have a ledger, I will have a link in the summary. So let's select that option now. You'll then need to connect your ledger from the bottom of the screen and make sure that Bluetooth is enabled to search for your device. Once it's found your ledger, tap on it. And you'll then need to follow the instructions on your ledger whilst it's pairing. Confirm the code shown on your ledger and pair. And once pairing is successful, choose Continue. Then you just select the chains that you'd like to connect, and I'm going to select all of them, and then Continue. You'll then be prompted to open the apps on your ledger, obviously making sure that it's unlocked, and it'll then go away and find all the accounts with activity on your ledger. And you can then go ahead and fully enjoy your wallet once you've agreed to the terms of service. And your ledger accounts will then appear from the top of the screen, and the balances from your ledger will appear also. Now, if you would prefer to use the browser extension, the functionality is exactly the same, so I'm just going to show you that now. And I'm using a Chrome browser as an example. So within the Chrome store, when I search for the Phantom wallet, you'll see the app appear, which you can then add to Chrome and install. Now, in the same way as the mobile app, you then have the option to create a new wallet or import an existing one. When creating a new wallet, you create a password and confirm it. And again, you'll receive your recovery phrase to store safely offline. Alternatively, if you want to use this in conjunction with your mobile app, you can import the secret recovery phrase words that you took down from the app and import them, which I'm going to do now by writing them down in order. And the account will then import, and we're then prompted to create a password for our wallet. When we get started, you'll see that the wallet is mirroring the mobile app, and we have the same functions such as receive, send, swap and buy, plus our balances are also showing, as well as our activity. And the browser extension can then be used to connect to popular decentralized apps such as decentralized exchanges like Jupiter, where we can then connect wallet, choose the Phantom wallet, select the account, and connect. We can then use our Phantom wallet balances to swap on the exchange. But that completes how to use the Phantom wallet. And I hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, then please give me a like, hit the subscribe button, and please do head over to our website at everybithelps.io for more tips, reviews, and step-by-step guides. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.